And
Awesome. Well, that is good to hear. Excellent. All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Look at this. All the cool kids are first in line. Wow, right on. Allison Rucker is here. Hello, Allison. Good to see you. Right on. Kristen, good to see you as well, as always. Brian, welcome to the call. Awesome. My man Paul, looking good. Nick, looks like you got your ears lowered this week. Looks fantastic, brother. Right on, right on.
Trying to
Dave,
be in your image.
what's
Looking
that?
good, Nick. Trying to be in your image
Yeah, well,
with a
aim
lower ear.
higher, Nick. Aim higher. Right on. Great to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Awesome. Rich, it's been a minute since I've seen you. Good to see you. Right on. Oh, y'all, Chris Milker's here. Chris, good to have you on the call, brother. So Chris has actually been generous enough to agree to be our very first ever guest on the loan officer integrator call that we're starting here at the loan officer CRM. So it's talking to users that are like super users of the CRM and them telling us, what they want, but also showing how they use the system. And so we're like featuring our users that are really, really good at the system. And Chris is like, whoo, he's like mega smart. So it's going to be great. Chris, thank you so much for agreeing to do that and being part of the community.
You are welcome. You are welcome.
Yeah.
Love the GPT that you unveiled this morning. I actually built something similar to it, and actually built something that I won't share, but I'll tell you that I did build it. Is I built a GPT for realtors so that they can do CMAs in
Oh,
ChatGPT, and it's pretty slick.
that is amazing.
And it took a
Well,
while to train it to give me the output I wanted, but I think 30 days later it looks pretty good.
that is amazing. Well, I can't wait to chat with you about that. And
Yeah.
y'all, we're like what, a minute in, and you've already got a golden nugget of value there from Chris on ways that we can use these GPTs. So fun stuff. All right. Francis, if it's cool with you, we ready to go? Should we start this thing off or what?
let's go. Let's do this.
All right, cool. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Build It with Chris. This is the most informal training and call that you'll get to attend this week. I can pretty much guarantee that. And the reason why it's informal is because we're building things and using technology. And so we started this call for our members, and then it kind of grew into the community that we have now, where you don't necessarily have to be a member of the Loan Officer CRM to be a part of it. But the whole goal of what we're doing here is for you to watch me build things and see that it breaks. And sometimes the Zoom hangs up. How many of you were on Breakfast Club this morning? So Loan Officer Breakfast Club, like literally my Zoom hung and crashed in the middle of the thing. And I was like, too early. You're supposed to do that at noon, not on the big show. So anyways, but anyways, that's the point. It's like one of the things that holds us back from implementing technology and getting results is being scared that we're going to like click the wrong button or break something. And this class is here to show you how to build it so that you can watch and click along or watch the replays and get it built, but also to understand, like, even here, the guy running the company, sometimes I click the wrong button, sometimes things break. It's okay because we can still get it built, we can still get it fixed. And 90% of what we build around here, you only ever have to build it once, because then it's built, it runs, it automates your business, and it's a tool and it's an asset that you can leverage going forward. So welcome to Build It with Chris. If you are a current client, thank you. We love you, and we are here to support you immensely. So in the left-hand menu of the software, there is a Zoom support button. You can click that. Monday to Friday, opens at 10 o'clock, closes at 4 o'clock. Our team is literally there waiting for you. You show up, you have a question, you want something built, Want one of these custom GPTs built inside your GPT account? Our team is there waiting for you to assist you. So you show up on the call, ask them for what you want. They'll take you off into a breakout room, build what you need, and then you're good to go. So phenomenal support for you inside the CRM. And we have a couple of our team members in the chat. So if you have a question, hop into the chat. And we have the wonderful Francis with us as well, helping to moderate and answer any questions that you have. Oh, and Alexa's here as well. So y'all know Alexa, the rock star, and we already see a couple of claps. I think people like Alexa better than they like me, but you're stuck with me for the next hour. So there you go. Alexa, thank you for everything and all the help. Today's content. So Chin, you can start the recording from this point. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to teach you how to use a custom GPT so that you can send these things out and they will sell with you and for you, not only to generate referrals from your past customer database, but this is also a tool, once you understand it and you see the prompts and we build some prompts together, you'll see how you can create your own version of AI and send it to real estate partners and use this to build relationships with real estate partners. If you were here earlier, Chris gave us an incredible use case to be able to use these custom GPTs. So this is all about you understanding the big concept of what a custom GPT is, building one, going through how we build the prompt so that you know how it works. And then we're just going to open it up for Q&A and talk about different use cases of different ways that we can use a custom GPT in order to grow your business. I'm going to start with a shocking statistic. Shocking for me anyway. On Thursday on the Loan Officer Breakfast Club, Owen Lee from Success Mortgage Partners was there, the incoming chair of the MBA, I believe. And he gave us the stat that 46% of all funded mortgages happening right now are refis. Can you imagine what's going to happen when we get 5 forecasted rate decreases next year? It's going to be insane. And the reason why I mention that is that calling your database and generating refis is cool. Having a relationship already built with your database and using that time to train them that you are in the business of referrals and everybody that's looking to buy or sell or refinance, that when they come across that person, they should refer them to you. It's a multiple that you can stack onto your paycheck in the next 12 months, I believe, right? If what's being forecasted is coming, the calls happen today that cash the checks in the future. And 46% of the mortgage deals that are getting funded right now are refis. So we have an opportunity to go make money now while we're prepping the database to make money in the future. Everybody with me? Bananas in the chat. Bananas in the chat. Let's go. All right. So the whole reason why we're creating this custom GPT is to give something to our database where they go, whoa, that's cool. That's awesome. That's memorable. I'm going to remember Brandy sent that to me. I'm going to remember Brandy's name. I'm going to remember the GPT. Incredibly valuable, incredibly cool. And I'm going to send referrals. Right? So the whole reason we're creating this custom GPT is to give that wow experience. The fact that when they talk to it and they use it to save money every month, and then it recommends a refinance and it recommends you for the refinance, that's like the cherry on top, right? It's really about giving something of value to the database and then asking for referrals in return. So that's what we're doing on today's class, and we're going to get right to it. So I'm going to start by showing you how easy this is to implement inside the Loan Officer CRM, because if we don't see how to send it out, it makes it hard to conceptualize how we're actually going to leverage it. Oh, whoops, sorry. Clicky, clicky. I haven't even had my 3rd coffee yet, Francis, and I'm already double clicking too quick. It's the live. Got me sweating here. All right.
Who's bringing you that next cup of coffee?
So
She didn't hear about your espresso machine.
Oh, did you get an espresso machine, Chris? Have we upgraded?
It's kind of a funny story. So my office here is in the backyard, right? So anyways, it's in the backyard. So I normally, like, Francis schedules me like I'm a machine, which I'm not. Like, I'm a person who needs a bathroom break every so often and like coffee, right? And so normally I'll have like 5 minutes in between calls where I have to like run into the house like a madman and make coffee and come back out. And so the other day, my son, I'll go through this really quickly. My son, I came into the office and he had this like weird look on his face. I was like, "Hey man, how you doing?" He was like, "Good, good." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I go off into the other part of the house. I come back and everybody's gone. I'm like, "Oh, this is weird." All right, cool. Well, I got my next call. Off into the backyard I go. I walk into the office and Robin and Liam and Emily are standing there. And Liam had actually gone on Amazon and used my Amazon account to buy me an espresso machine. So I don't know. Oh, it's this camera here. So I don't know if you can see that, but I now have an espresso machine in the office. So I don't have to run back and forth into the office. So my 11-year-old son bought me a coffee machine. How weird is that?
Look at him taking care of you, though, right? And using your
know.
card to do it.
Yeah.
Most important part there.
I wonder what else came in that box. I know there's probably a fishing lure in there
Yeah,
somewhere
one for
for him.
you, one for me, right? As he's shopping. Just kidding.
Right? So we're well caffeinated around here these days. So thank you to Liam Johnstone. All right. I digress. Sorry, y'all. So we're inside the loan officer CRM. It's the CRM that all the cool kids have. Saying. And here I've gone into automations, workflows, and we have this workflow called launch number 1, the loan officer launch. Now, the reason why we built this, and shout out to Alexa, because Alexa is the one that actually built this campaign, put it all together and made it all work, right? The reason why we built this is because we have a lot of people in the mortgage industry that come to us that are like, we ask them, where do you get the majority of your business from? They say referrals. We say, have you called your past customer database in the last 90 days? And they say, no. And it's like, okay, well, this is where you get the majority of your money from, but you're not making the calls to go get more of that business. And we say, why? Why are you not calling your database? And it's like, it feels weird because I don't know what to say. And it's just been a while, right? Like some people, there's people in there you haven't talked to in years. And so we created the loan officer launch so that you can give something of incredible value, reopen the conversation so that you can make the phone calls and generate the referrals. So it's a relationship opener for your database if you haven't reached out previously. If you're doing a good job of your database marketing, which everybody on this call most likely is, well, then this is just an added benefit and an even greater experience for your past customers. This is also built for what I call your trusted circle. So this is like your wedding list. So if you were to go get married or get married again in most of our situations, who would you invite to that party? If you were doing a big fundraiser, who would you invite to the fundraiser? So these are people that are not necessarily past customers, but people that know you, like you, trust you, and would support you in your business if you simply ask them for referrals. And we have had members that actually take this and take all of their old leads and put them into it and generate referrals from leads that never even closed or did business with them, but still sent them referrals to other people. So you can take pretty much your contact list, put it into this thing. So you add them to the CRM, you apply a tag of the loan officer launch, it assigns them to you so that your information goes on the text messages and the emails, creates an opportunity success tracker. So you can see in the success tracker, here's all the leads, here's how many responded, here's how many I talked to, here's how many appointments I booked, here's how many apps I took, and here's how many deals I funded. So you can actually see the results of the workflow and the campaign. This step adds them to a custom audience on Facebook. So you can advertise the fact that you have an AI budgeting assistant that you're going to send to people and generate even more leads, or just have referrals, or not referrals, testimonials in there so that your past customers see testimonials and refer you business. Keeps you top of mind with Facebook ads. You don't have to do that step, We just add it there for our more advanced users that want to use some Facebook ads the right way to keep your brand in front of your past customers. Then it adds them to the Power Dialer. So by simply adding these contacts into the top of the workflow, it adds them to the Power Dialer workflow. And so all you do is you open up the Power Dialer, click on Launch One, and all of the contacts that you've loaded into this workflow show up automatically inside the Power Dialer. And then it starts sending emails. This is email number one. So if you remember, you know, all of these are all preloaded into the account. So you can just go in. If you want to edit them, you can. Our recommendation is you kind of send them as they are. But this is where the customization happens. If you're not currently a member, I'm going to show you these so you can swipe them and deploy them in your own CRM because we want you to be successful. But obviously the recommendation is join us at the Loan Officer CRM, and we are happy to build this for you during the onboarding process, which are one-on-one calls, and it is loanofficercrm.ai. Francis, if you could fire that into the chat, 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee. So even though it's $297 today, you're not actually investing the $297. You're just basically holding it for 30 days to make sure that it's the right decision for you. So loanofficercrm.ai. The subject line here is brand new AI more monthly money tool. Hi, contact first name. I just finished a brand new free AI assistant that works with you to help you keep more of your money every month. You can use it to analyze your current finances by simply talking to it, and it will guide you through how to save more of your money. It's also loaded with quick tips you can use right away, like cutting down on your high interest debt, bundling your insurance, and finding hidden savings in your monthly subscriptions. Here's the link to try it out. This trigger link right here, this is the hyperlink that goes to the custom GPT that I'm going to show you how to set up today. Okay. So we're sending this email out to all of our warm contacts. When they click on that, the AI experience opens up for them to experience. The email continues on. I'd love your feedback. Please let me know what you think of the tool. If you have any friends, family members, or coworkers who are actively looking to buy, sell, or refinance, can I count on you to connect us on a two-way text? We find that's the best way to receive a referral. And then obviously you take that, put it into the CRM. We have a workflow specifically designed to follow up with those people and make sure that they actually fill out the application after they've been referred to you. And then it continues. Also, here's a link to leave me a 5-star review on Google, and the link to your Google business profile goes in here as well. So this is designed to provide value, reopen the conversation, ask for referrals, and tack some 5-star ratings and reviews on your Google profile. The way that the rest of the workflow works is if they don't respond, it waits a week and sends another email. If they don't respond to that email, it waits a week and sends another email. If they don't respond to that email, it waits a week and sends a fourth email. The reason why is every time we go at it with a different angle to provide value, just showing them, hey, value, value, value. Chris, you had your hand up there for a second.
No, I'm good. I figured it out. I'm good.
Of course you did. It only took 0.5 of a second. All right, cool. Awesome. Well, if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand. One thing that I didn't do at the beginning of Build It with Chris, which we normally do, is because this is a super off-the-cuff presentation, you can just unmute your microphone and ask questions. Like, don't feel like you have to be just a viewer. I want you to experience this with us. So if you have a question, just unmute your microphone, cut me off, ask any questions that you have. Now, if they do respond, we have an AI built right into this workflow. And you can see ChatGPT powered by OpenAI. So if somebody responds to the workflow, we have a prompt that is written right inside this workflow that understands what the GPT is, how it helps people, and has all the scripts for how to ask for referrals and provide a fantastic response. So what happens here is we send the message body from the response with this prompt to ChatGPT, right? It's our pro account in the background. It gets it, understands the context of what's happening. You're a loan officer. This is somebody that you know. Here's the offer that we've given them. This is their response. Craft the response according to these guidelines. So then AI actually writes your response. So you can see here, we create or update opportunity. So you can see like, hey, I loaded this person into the workflow. They responded. So in the success tracker, they move in the tracker. So you can see all the people that have responded. And then you get an email from the system. And it says, your loan officer CRM is hard at work, automating your business for you. Here's what your client said. So you can see their email. And then it says, here's the response that ChatGPT is going to send. And it shows you the response. And then it says, do you approve the message? And if you click this hyperlink in the email, CRM automatically turns on and automatically sends the message back to the person. So you can think of this like a safety net. So the AI isn't automatically going to respond back to the consumer, even though it can. We put this safety net in here so that you can see all the responses from the AI and approve them until you're comfortable enough to be like, these are really good. For me, I got to a point where I was like, this is better than what I would write. Like, and it's instant once you get rid of the safety step if you want to. So this is just so that you can get comfortable with the system, see the AI responses and approve them as they come through. So anytime anybody either sends a text message or an email back to the system, AI understands the message, understands the offer, writes the perfect response, and you're just approving the messages to be sent out to the people in order to generate the referrals. Everybody with me so far? This is how the workflow goes, and it's like a month-long sequence to just re-engage that past customer database. If you have different loan officers on your team, is there a way for the workflow to pull the trigger link for specific users? There is, yes. So you can create a custom trigger link for each individual person. But Alexa's right. The easiest way is to do workflows for each of them. The reason why is because then you can put the email signature for each of the loan officers in that particular workflow by assigning it to the user. And then each of them they're the ones that are sending the campaigns as well as getting the custom GPTs. So that's awesome. So is GPT-5 available? Yes, we have already upgraded to GPT-5. And everybody else looks like they're good. Dave, thanks for the 10-4. All right. So how do we build the custom GPT that we're going to send to our past clients to create the wow experience? Well, here we are inside our ChatGPT account. And I'm going to show you ours. And this is our More Monthly Money Assistant. Now, this one here will have your branding on it. So it'll have your information. My recommendation is that you put your name, your company name, and your phone number right in the settings of your custom GPT so that your name, company name, and phone number are always right there, front and center. They can see it at all times. They can call you when they're using the assistant if they have any questions. These 4 questions at the top are conversation starters. So people open the app for the first time and they can literally just click a button and start a conversation with the AI, because sometimes when people see AI for the first time, they don't know what to do with it. So these 4 things are there to start the conversation with it. Now, down here in the bottom right-hand corner is voice mode. A lot of people may not have seen this. It's like Siri on your iPhone, but about 100,000 times better. Because Siri is, I believe, Apple's largest fail as far as the implementation of a technology that could have been absolutely amazing. Like, Apple's losing on AI. Like, as soon as a device comes to market that has AI that's intelligent as what we have available to us on the desktop and inside the mobile application, the iPhone's going to die. Like, the first AI company that comes out with a device that has AI that works properly, Siri is going to be the Achilles heel that kills that technology. This is not a call about technology or my opinions on that. Take it with a grain of salt for whatever it is. But when I go to a web browser, and I say www.builditwithchris.com and it puts spaces in between all the words in a domain, it's like, that is not smart. AI knows how to do that, right? So as soon as we're coming through this technology shift in the world and we get to experience it in real time, and this experience that you give to your clients is that much better. It is quite literally a wow experience. So all your users have to do when you send this to them is click this voice mode button in the bottom right-hand corner, and they can talk to it. Hey, ChatGPT, how you doing?
Hey there, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? How's your day going so far?
Pretty good. I was told by my loan officer that you can help me build a plan to save money on my finances every month.
Absolutely. I'd love to help you with that. There are definitely some great ways to start saving more each month. We can look at budgeting, maybe tackling any high interest debt you have, and even reviewing some of those monthly expenses that can add up. So let me know what you're most interested in and we can dive right in.
Yeah, let's talk about getting rid of high interest debt. We've got about $60,000 in consumer debt. Like, how do I lower my monthly payments?
Got it. That makes sense. Tackling that high interest debt is definitely a smart move. One option is to look into refinancing. If you have a mortgage and you can tap into your home equity, that can help you pay off that high interest debt and roll it into a lower interest loan. Another approach is the Get Snowball method, where you pay off your smallest debts first for those quick wins, and then you roll those payments into the bigger ones. We can definitely find a plan that works for you and helps you lower those monthly payments.
Cool, thanks. Who do you recommend for getting a refinance?
Well, you definitely want to shop around and find a reputable lender that offers you the best rates and terms. If you already have a loan officer you trust, that's great. But if not, I can always recommend someone. Just remember to compare a few options and look at things like closing costs and the overall savings. That way you'll know you're making the best choice for your situation.
Thank you. Okay, so, and then obviously they get the text of the entire experience. So that is the user experience that comes with the GPT, and you can totally customize it to what you want. So let's build one, and I'll show you how that works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this GPT that we've sent out kind of like en masse. And these are the settings, and this is what it looks like. And this is where we're going to start to go down the rabbit hole on how cool it is to build these custom GPTs. So if you opted in this morning and you put prompt into Facebook and you got the prompt, this is it. It comes directly from this custom GPT here. So I'm just going to take all of this and copy it. So we've got that whole prompt. And then we're going to go over and paste it and create a new custom GPT with it. Francis, if you could go ahead and post the link to that Facebook post. We have a goal of getting 1,000 comments on that post. We want to give this prompt away to 1,000 loan officers. So we'll put that in the chat. You can go there, type prompt in on the Facebook post, and then you'll get a direct message with the prompt. So you can just like copy and paste it. So to create your own custom GPT, go to your ChatGPT account. You need at least the pro account to do this, which is $20 a month, right? In my mind, for that type of customer experience, I consider it to be free. For $20 a month to have the most advanced AI, I think that's a worthwhile investment. Up here in the top right-hand corner, you can see My GPTs, and then you can see Create. And you can see there are incredible GPTs that are already built by companies like Travelocity and all of these companies to provide solutions powered by ChatGPT. Because that's technically what you're doing. You're taking your brand and your wrapper and you're putting it around the most advanced OpenAI model. So you can guide the conversation, but it still has access to all of the knowledge of ChatGPT. So I clicked create up in the top right-hand corner, and now we're building a custom GPT. Now there's two ways to go about this. By default, it will put you on this configure menu over on the left-hand side. And this is where you put in your name, whatever you want it to be, the description, and the instructions. And this is where we are going to just copy and paste the instructions that you've got from the prompt that I gave you. So I'm going to put that in there. The conversation starters, again, you can customize those and you can add up to 4 of them. And then this is your knowledge base. So this always opens up a very interesting conversation within our community, in the mortgage community, because the first thing that everybody thinks about is lender guidelines, right? And so you can create a document or take an existing document of all the different outlines of a specific product and just simply upload that file. And this custom GPT will then understand and be able to answer questions about all of those specific guidelines. So we have helped clients in the mortgage business take all of their standards of service, their brand guides, their how to convert a lead, their top converting scripts, and all of the outlines of all the different products that they offer, load them into a custom GPT, and then give them to their team and their staff. And be like, hey, if you have a question about something, underwriting guidelines, insert in question, here's our internal GPT. We have one for the loan officer CRM. If it's after hours and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you can just click on the AI CRM assistant and ChatGPT pops up, but it's fully trained with all of our internal documentation. We feed it all of the Q&A that our team does through our ticketing system. And so it understands all the answers to most of the questions about CRM. So you can turn it on, talk to it, ask it questions, and it'll help you build workflows and answer questions about CRM. It's got all the knowledge about it. That's how we trained it, by uploading all of the files that we have for customer service and all that wonderful stuff. So the use cases for this are outrageous. And we're going to open it up for Q&A here in a little bit, and we can brainstorm different ways to use this. But I love the application of this for very specific loan products. Let's take VA as an example. Actually, in the chat, tell me a specific loan product that you would like to generate leads on. Paul says, or if Chris is still on his espresso, he's probably still up. Just call him. That was, I think, for the AI at midnight. And I can almost assure you, Paul, on a Friday night at midnight, all the kids have gone to bed, and I'm up playing with AI. I got to tell you, because Build It with Chris, this is like our community here, where I consider this to be an environment where I have no filters. I'm working on something, y'all. It is going to blow your freaking minds when I release it. No joke. It's, if you want relationships with listing-based real estate agents, this is going to be like the door opener. 100% powered by AI. It's going to be so cool. I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish it. I think I'm about a week out. Could be a month. But you're all going to be the first to know. And when it comes, it's going to be amazing. So stay tuned for that. So anyways, in the chat, let me know what type of specific loan product. Yeah, Lue says, oh, Lue, I didn't see you come in, brother. Good to see you. He says VA. Steven says HELOC. Chris, VA. Okay, so we'll go with VA. All right. But I saw reverse mortgage in here. Reverse mortgages is an incredible implementation for this, because the person that's considering the reverse mortgage can send the custom GPT to their kids, and their kids can ask questions about a reverse mortgage, feel comfortable with it, because that tends to be one of the top objections that stops people from getting a reverse mortgage is the kids being like, you're going to spend my, my equity out of the house. So anyways, incredible for reverse mortgages, but we'll do VA. So what we do is we take our VA guidelines, and I would write out a Google document with the top 10 reasons or ways that veterans can take advantage of loan programs. So the fact that using a VA loan, you can buy multiple properties, all these wonderful things about VA. Then what I would do is I would run ads and I would call real estate agents that specifically focus on that type of loan. And I would say, hey, I've custom built an AI that can guide all of your customers' questions on VA, and I can brand it to recommend your real estate business when they're interested in actually purchasing a home. Would you be interested? And in the advertisements, I would say, are you looking for a VA loan? And did you know that VA can, and insert in the top 10 benefits of the top 10 things that people don't know about VA loans. And I would say, click here to talk to my AI assistant that can answer all of your questions. No pressure. We don't keep any of your data. And they click on it. They fill out a Facebook lead form so that you get the lead inside the loan officer CRM, and then it immediately forwards them to a custom GPT fully built with all of the VA guidelines, and they can just have a conversation with it. Well, when they filled out the Facebook lead form, it adds them to a workflow, waits 5 minutes, and sends them a text message and a DM on Facebook. Hey, what did you think about the AI? Any questions that it didn't answer for you? Question mark. And you're having conversations with people that are interested in VA loans. Now, Facebook leads are what they are. You'll convert less than 1% of them. But if you're looking for a way to have those conversations with VA and share those leads potentially with a real estate agent, it's a much more cost-effective way to set that relationship up than going out and potentially purchasing those leads. These custom GPTs, you're first to market with it. You're probably the first in the mortgage industry to be learning about this technology and how it works and how to directly apply it to the mortgage industry. And when you're first, you get this massive wow advantage. And I would be using this to have conversations with real estate agents as fast as I could on as big a scale as possible, because it's a massive value add to their business. So knowledge base and uploading files, you can customize these things to be experts on whatever loan product that you want or all of your loan products. Then down here, I'm currently leaving this on no recommended model. Users will use any model that they prefer, because the AI is actually smart enough to look at the conversations that people are having with it and actually self-select the model that's best to answer the question. ChatGPT 5 is getting mixed reviews. I'm a huge fan, but I have very specific use cases that I'm using it for, and it tends to be good at those things. General AI, there's some pushback on GPT-5. So there's other models, older models, that are actually better at some of the stuff like image generation and some of the other stuff that people are interested in. So I'm letting the model basically pick itself based on the question. Then we give it capabilities. We mentioned on Breakfast Club this morning that it can search the internet. So somebody can ask it a question and it'll say, "One moment, please." It will literally go out, do a web search, do all of the research, read all of the websites, and then deliver the answer to the person based on real-time information, right? Depending on your use case, you can turn that on or turn that off. If you want ChatGPT to have access to outside information, you would turn it on. If you want it to be a closed environment where it just recommends you and you only want it to have answers based off the knowledge base that it has and the knowledge base that you upload to it, you can turn web search off by just unchecking that box. Canvas, you don't need. That's for writing code. And then image generation, kind of cool, but nobody that's searching for a mortgage is going to want to create fancy images with AI. So you can turn that off as well. Really, the only feature that you want is web search, turning it on and off. I leave mine on because I want people to have that wow experience of it, being able to find an article that they mention or something like that. So that's how you set up your custom GPT. But I want to show you the other side of this thing. And my man, Chris Milker, and other advanced users that are here, this is where we start to get into the brain blast moments of like, oh, whoa, think about all of the things that I can do with this. Because this is ChatGPT that will create the GPT for you, built right into the tool. So you can come in here and say, it says, hi, I'll help you build a new GPT. You can say something like, make a creative who helps generate visuals for new products, or make a software engineer who helps format my code. What would you like to make? You can turn this into anything that you want. So when you look at being able to teach people about specific loan products, have an underwriting assistant that you can ask underwriting questions to, social media content creation tool that creates all your social media content for you every day. Like, you can set these things to go do the research, bring you back information, and every morning send you a post that you can post on your social media. You can use it to create a newsletter that you send out to real estate agents every week. You can use it to create a mortgage-backed securities tracker and just be able to answer questions about interest rates. Like, quite literally, you can program this thing to do anything that you want. And all you have to do is tell it what you want, and it will build it. So let me give you an example. We are going typing like a caveman, y'all. Here we go. All right, hey ChatGPT, we're going to create a custom GPT that our past customers can use. We're loan officers, and we want our past customers to be able to click on this GPT and use it as a personal finance assistant in order to answer questions on how they can save money every month. We want it to default to the first recommendation being to get rid of high interest debt, and then recommend our business for a refinance, because refinancing their home mortgage and paying down their high interest debt is super helpful. We want this thing to be powered by the most popular and the most powerful personal finance assistant information that's available online. So think about Dave Ramsey, Susie Orman, those sorts of trainers and coaches. And we want this thing to be an incredibly valuable resource for our past clients to answer questions on how they can save money every month. A couple of other helpful tips. They can go over their credit card bills at the end of every month and cancel recurring subscriptions, check their iPhone subscriptions, and they can bundle their insurance to save money on their insurance every month. Now, the reason that I show you that is not that's how we build this GPT. Copy and paste the GPT instructions that I've given you. That is the easiest way to build this thing. The reason why I wanted to show you that is so that you could understand how easy and simple it can be to build a custom GPT for whatever use case that you want. I have to tell you, I can't keep anything a secret from y'all that show up on this call. You can turn this thing into a referral partner research agent. So you can literally get it to turn on web search capabilities and say, I want you to be able to find me the top divorce attorneys on the internet by doing searches. I'm going to give you a city, and you're going to go out and do all the research and take into account Google business profiles, Google reviews, Yelp reviews, and all the online stuff, and bring me back a list of the top 10 divorce attorneys for me to reach out to with their contact information. You can build a custom GPT engine to go city by city and give you lists of referral partners for you to call when you're following the daily success plan and making your calls, right? Incredibly powerful stuff. So I'm going to hit enter, and what I just dictated into the create section of the custom GPT, it is going to go to work. So you can see crafting user prompt and message, suggesting name and generating profile picture, refining roles and goals, confirming name and generating profile pic, making a coffee, solving world peace. That's just way it's working hard. Sorry, nerd joke. All right. Thought for 32 seconds. And what this has actually done is gone out and used different AIs in order to look at and do the research and build this thing. And now it's at work in the background, updating the GPT. So all I did was give it my idea. I just opened it up, talked like I normally would, hit the button, and it's going out and doing all the work. It's almost done here. You can tell with this little status icon that we've got. And he says, great, this is a perfect use case. I've set up an initial version that leads with eliminating high interest debt, evaluates a refinance with your team with clear break-even math, includes practical monthly saving tips, keeps the tone supportive and non-judgmental. I suggest the name Money Saver Mortgage Coach. Do you want to use that, or would you prefer something else? Also, try it out on the preview on the right-hand side to see how it flows. For next week, when users arrive, what's the first thing you want to do? Run a quick savings scan, do a debt triage, or start with a budget snapshot. So let's go with a savings scan. Let's go with a savings scan, and don't forget, I need you to create me a logo that makes sense. And away we go. So it's now generating profile picture for me. And you can go into the configure section and you can literally upload your logo to put on the front of this thing. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Do you want me to update the welcome flow? So it starts with a quick saving scan. Yes. But leave the questions about refinance. Thinking longer for a better answer. Redefining the welcome flow. Here's how it greets users now. Runs a 2-minute savings scan, subscriptions, insurance bundling, phone and internet, utilities, streaming, food and dining. Then asks the refinance questions, rate, balance, term, remaining years, credit score, etc., etc. Do you want any tweaks to the logo? And how should it sound? More cheerful and casual, or more straight to the point and professional? So we're going to be straight to the point. Now, the interesting thing about this is it's going to continue to query me. And I can learn things about the functionality of the GPT by it asking me questions. So, okay, the onboarding now starts with a no-nonsense savings scan, moves into debt payoff and refinance modeling, tone is straight to the point, fully professional. Do you want me to add ready-to-use bill negotiation scripts into the savings scan results? That could make it even more actionable. We're good. We're good. But it can write the emails to help them save money. Now, I'm going to switch from create to configure, knowing that I can go back to the create step at any point and just ask it to update it, ask it to add another feature, ask it to do something else. So you can start with the baseline and go from there. So now I've got the logo, the name, the description, the instructions, which is the brain. The instructions are the brain of the ChatGPT, and that's what you copy and paste from the template that I've given you. And it's got our conversation starters, knowledge base, and the capabilities down here at the bottom. So basically, we're done. There's only one other thing that we need to understand here. And that is inside the instructions that I've given you, when you scroll down to the third paragraph here, underneath there in the fourth paragraph, it says loan officer information, name, your name, NMLS number, your NMLS, phone, email, website, and don't worry about the key areas of expertise. So this, I would add all your social media information, all of that. The reason why it didn't recommend me when I asked it is because this was empty in the template. When you actually fill it out with your information and people ask, who do you recommend? It will recommend you as the loan officer in the actual GPT itself. So that's the only bit of it that you need to customize with all your information. And then you're ready to create your custom GPT, which we're going to click create up in the top right-hand corner. And up here, we're going to make it so that anyone with the link can access it. Very quick conversation. What if you created a mortgage calculator and you were the #1 mortgage calculator inside the ChatGPT store? Do you think that that might be like becoming the #1 mortgage calculator on the App Store 10 years ago? Maybe. Maybe that's an opportunity. Maybe there should be a rate calculator inside the ChatGPT store. Just saying. So anyways, continuing on, we're going to set ours to anyone with the link, and we're going to click save here in the bottom. And we now have a custom GPT to send out. So right here under settings saved, we're just going to click that little icon. That is our link that we're going to take back to the Loan Officer CRM and put into our email templates here. Now that's a trigger link. If you don't know how trigger links work, just head on over to the support team. The support team will take care of you. This is the link that goes in that trigger link so that it shows up, and we now have our GPT. Now, you can access this GPT at any time by going to your ChatGPT account. There's this menu bar on the left-hand side. All your GPTs show up here. If you don't see them, no problem. You can just click on GPTs. And then up here, My GPTs. And then it will show you a list of all your GPTs and how many people have actually interacted with it. I've heard rumors from pretty reliable sources that they're coming up with an analytics dashboard for your GPTs so that you can actually see users, sessions, like full data on how people are using your app and giving you some cool information on that. So that's how you access it if you want to. And then up here, this menu up in the top left-hand corner. So if you're looking at it like this, this is the custom GPT that we just created. And when you click up here in the top left-hand corner, here's all your settings. So if you ever want to change it, update it, add new guidelines, decide you want to change the prompt to change conversation after you played with it for a little bit, just click on Edit GPT up here in the menu bar, and you go back to the configuration settings, and you can customize it however you would like. And then when you're actually back in the GPT, click that menu again. You can copy the link, and that is the link that you send to people to send them this GPT. So that's what we've got for this week. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs maybe. How do we do this week? Pretty good? Awesome. Oh, my man Drew is here. Drew, it's been a hot minute. Great to see you, brother. Vince Queen in the house. Oh, this is a who's who of the mortgage industry now. Come on, y'all. Right on, right on. And all right, we'll open it up for Q&A for a couple of minutes here. But before we do, if you're not a member of the Loan Officer CRM, we would love to see you on the inside. It's risk-free for 30 days. Head on over to loanofficercrm.ai/offer. loanofficercrm.ai/offer. I've got something special for you over there for the end or up until the end of August. So you can check that out. My man Glenn, how you doing?
Hey, doing great, Chris. Thanks for all this. Kind of blown away a little bit. Thank you for also saying that you would specifically lay each one of them out individually, like if it's loan products or particularly the strategies. I'm curious if you're relatively new or if you're talking to realtors uh, that are new and delving into this. I don't want to be the blind leading the blind, but how, and they're interested. I'm interested. And I know that thank you for your staff being available live. How would you start introducing this? I mean, I know that I'm not going to know as much as people that I'm talking to, some of them, and some of them are saying, this sounds great. How do I introduce it? I want to. So what do you recommend as far as the steps that you would take to market this out there? Thank you.
Glenn, great question. And I think that's one of the beauties of AI and introducing AI to the real estate industry. It's very, very rare that you're going to find somebody that's ahead of the curve further than you are. But also it allows you to take a servant's approach to introducing it to the real estate agents and saying, hey, look, I'm learning this right alongside you, but I know that this is the future and we can learn it together. But let me show you how far I've gotten with this. This is called a custom GPT, and I can feed it any information I want, get it to answer any way that I want. I know it's not perfect, but I think we're almost there. You want to play around with this thing with me and let's see how it works? And then it's like, if it messes up, it's like, okay, great. I'm going to add that to the prompt, right? And then you're just like, it's not like I have this thing, it's perfect, and I have to worry about a perfect demo of the thing. It's like, hey, I'm learning this alongside you with you, but let's go on this journey together. What other lender is coming alongside and helping them learn AI and providing them AI tools? So you don't have to position yourself as the expert, just position yourself as curious and being on the leading edge. Give it to them, show them how it works. Be like Carl said something to me many, many moons ago that was just so valuable. And we're not in the business of solving the marketing problems for the real estate agents. We're in the business of closing loans. And our true value that we give to the real estate agent is being an incredible lender, follow up, refer back, and calling them once a week and giving them a status update on the deal and asking for referrals. But we have to get the first deal in the door in order to give them the experience of how we process a loan. And that's what we build the relationship on top of. So this is something that grabs attention, that provides real value, that opens up conversations with a large amount of real estate agents so that you can have the conversation, get the referral, and then build the business based on the referrals. So just understand, hey, this cool AI thing, come alongside, let's learn about it together. Hey, did you come across anybody on the weekend that you need me to get pre-approved to make sure it's a good use of your time? Yes, you get the referral. And then it's like, that's where you focus your efforts. You focus your efforts on the deals, the referrals. And in 4 months from now, it's like, how did we end up talking together? How did you end up becoming my trusted lender and referral partner? It's like, I don't know. It's just like, but boy, am I glad that we're doing business together and doing the follow-up, refer back, and all that stuff. This is the conversation opener so that you can build the relationship based on the true value. You're not a marketing company. You're not a marketing provider. You're not a lead generator. You are a mortgage originator, and that's the value that you bring to the relationship. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. But it seems like I could get lost in that. I feel like I'm winning if I'm showing them something new and they're winning. We're high five on the win that we both understand this and we're using this technology. But then I lose sight of, oh, dude, I'm supposed to do your loans too. Or I guess the conversation turns back to, if you think I'm good at this, wait till we lend for you. It's going to knock your socks off, and then get the leads and move it forward. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you.
100%. And Glenn, you're going to crush it. Like that's
and Chris Miller is one of my buddies. He's like the coolest guy in the world. So Milker. So it's cool that I can talk to him about this. But he didn't tell me that he was doing this. So kind of. So I have to.
That's
Thank you.
awesome. Right on, my man. All right, next up, Lue.
Hey, Chris, question for you. When we build the chat GPTs, and you know how it gives you options like click on this one, like once you build it, it gives you different ones. So when I update mine, sometimes it changes those options.
Yes.
What is there something that you found that will not like I've been saving those like particular points and then
Mhm.
I just go back and I put it over there so it overwrites. Was there something in the when you create it that you can tell it not to change those options once you have it set?
Yeah. Once you have them set, go in and copy them one time and then put them into the conversation side of the GPT and just say, these are the 4 questions for the conversation starters. Don't change them.
The other thing,
because I've done that once and it changed, but
yeah, the other
we'll have
thing
to
that
try
you
it
can
differently.
do, Lue, is take your prompts and you can put them in a Word doc or a PDF
Yeah.
and then upload them into the attachments in the in
Oh,
that
like upload a file
upload that file
into the
into that
chat.
custom
Okay,
GPT. And then
and
you
that
can
would stay the
elaborate on
same.
the instructions if you want to, or add other things that you think would be value to provide to your realtor partners or the clients that you're trying to provide value to. That's what I did. I actually took, so you can put in up to 20 files, right? So when you get
Right.
past that point, you're just going to go ahead and just mash them all together in a PDF, and then you can just continually add to them. So that's how I was able to get it to quit changing, was to actually just
Okay.
upload everything in a PDF file and put in an attachment in that GPT.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because I've created a bunch of them, and only some of them it changes. I was like, why does it keep changing? And I have to, but I know how to go back and revert because there is a feature that you can revert back to the previous one, so that I can unchange everything. I'm like, okay, let me redo it here because if something doesn't work out, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Right on, right on. Okay, cool. And then Steve McNeil, round us out, brother.
So when I was first learning to train the GPT, we were uploading documents, but now I know that it'll search the web. So can I give it specific links and tell it to learn, for instance, the FHA handbook? And do we have to create the PDF and then do it, or can we just use the links now?
So great question. It's still my recommendation that you upload the documentation because if in sending it to the website, you don't know what information it's going to grab and what it's not. And so when it has the full document, you know that you've controlled the full knowledge base, and then you can get it to reference whatever you need from it. When it does the web searching stuff, it's almost like it's speed reading. So it'll like there's nuances that it might miss on that website. So I would still upload the documentation.
Okay.
Yep.
And does it matter which paid version we have as far as the experience of the consumer if they're using the GPT we've created?
No, no. So for them, they don't see actually they can change when they're using it, they can change the AI model up at the top, but your information that's in it and the user experience doesn't change.
And in creating the loan question answering portion, that's really clear in my head. Should that be completely separate or combined with like the budgeting portion?
Great.
I think a lot of my clients want the budgeting.
Yeah, you can totally combine them.
Okay.
Because then, you could even have a 4th question, like just have a question about loan products. And then so they know that they can use it for that as well. But you could totally double them up for sure. And Steve, did that help?
Definitely helps, because those were things that I'm sitting here thinking about as the answers to the question you presented are accumulating in my head.
That's awesome. And the best way to go about it is to do it and try it. Put it together and then poke it yourself. Use it and use it like you're a consumer, or even bring it to appointments and have it kind of like in the background, or have people do it and watch them use it. It's a great way to learn how they'll actually try and break it and all that good stuff.
Yeah, that could save me hundreds of hours a year in answering questions for people.
Yeah. Pretty cool, eh?
Yeah, I want it to integrate with my email and text.
Well, that's what the CRM does. So the
Ooh,
CRM.
right. It's just getting people trained to ask the question.
Mm,
But
yes.
I think I see it that I might use it for responses.
Yep.
And are you using a agent to create the email responses within the CRM, or do you have one that's working with Outlook? So I'm
So
concerned about making that transition from Outlook to the CRM because I'm
so we
used to.
basically sit in the background of your Outlook. And so your Outlook still functions the same, but you can also see all of your emails in the system. And then our system will generate the responses for you. So it will, even if you approve that email, it'll go through your Outlook server and look the same as to what it is, but you can still use Outlook like you normally do. It's just our system is in the background reading the emails and generating the responses for you.
Does the CRM get stuck when we have, as originators, we have solicitations coming in?
Oh yeah, we tell people to pound salt all day. I'm just kidding.
Have you played with any of the agents that will sort and parse the data in Outlook?
So not sorting and parsing, just handling the responses itself, because we can't change or affect your Outlook at all, right? All we can do is grab information from it and respond to the emails themselves.
Okay. So if I have the stuff going to folders like solicitations, will the CRM only grab the inbox?
Yes, you can set it to do that.
Okay.
Yep. Right on. Great question, Steve.
Yeah, I think that I from talking with people, I think that's still underutilized. And I know it is by me.
Yeah, 100%. Whereas, so well, I can't tell a story because we're over time. We're almost 10 minutes over. So anyway,
Sorry.
I'll tell it next week. There we go.
Have a great weekend.
Awesome. Okay, cool. And Christopher, or no, sorry, Christian. Sorry.
I was going to say you almost got me thrown off a little bit there, Chris, because I don't go by Christopher. So, I'm just curious. So once I've built my own custom GPT, am I only going to be able to like send a link through the CRM to it, or can I actually build it into the CRM so that that knowledge base becomes part of its learning model?
Great question. So you would have to so all of the documentation that you give it, you would have to put that into the CRM as well, because we can't access the knowledge base inside the ChatGPT. But the exact same steps that you saw me take to train this GPT,
yeah,
those are the exact same steps that you take to train the conversation AI inside the CRM. And once you train it once and you give it all that documentation, it knows, it understands, and it answers your text messages, your emails, and it runs your voice answering service. And all of those tools reference off that knowledge base that you build inside the CRM.
So if I understand what you're saying, literally I could take this prompt that we some of us were lucky enough to figure out how to get shared. And I can take that and I can put it into my voice AI model and say, okay, this is what I want you to be able to do, and assign it to a given workflow or what have you. And it will actually work from that knowledge base as how it's going to react. Correct. Without me having to build a custom GPT, I'd basically be doing that inside of the CRM as part of how it communicates. But so I guess the other side of that then is, like I said, if I build a custom GPT and I want to share it with somebody, I'm just going to have to go find a bit link or something of that nature to be able to share something short and sweet. I mean, if you sell it, if you're sharing a Chat GPT link, it's going to be like, people are going to be like, are you kidding me? I'm not clicking that, but if it was bit.ly /refinance hero or whatever, supplement my monthly money assistant or whatever, I could see where that would be more friendly and the user experience would just probably be a lot better. But that way they go right to that GPT. But I was just kind of curious if there was a way to bring it into the CRM, and I understand. No.
The GPT, no, but all the knowledge, yes.
Yeah.
And the CRM will answer all the questions.
Got that. Yeah, I just
Very
didn't know if I
similar to the GPT.
do that. You know,
Yeah.
I have my own personal chat GPT account that I've had for like, I don't know, 4 years now or something. And I'm going to have to tell my boss, hey, look, if you want a custom chat GPT, you're going to have to pay for your own subscription because I'm not changing mine to Mid Valley Financial. You know, that's my environment. So if you want it, I have an idea. We'll just go pay the $20. So
That's awesome.
In the
Right on.
CRM, if we put the training material into Conversation AI, which is a text message, do we separately have to enter it to the voice AI?
No, I don't believe so.
Who could double check that answer?
Alexa.
Alexa.
Yeah. And
Still on our call?
I missed the question. What was it?
so
Alexa, go ahead.
the documentation that we put inside the Conversation AI,
Yes.
is that referenceable by the voice AI agent?
It would have the knowledge provided it's got the documentation. So yes, it should be, but obviously, when in doubt, test it out is always my saying, right? So I would take that documentation, load it in, get the bot trained, and then test it just to make sure it is referencing that information. But it should. As long as you've trained it and it's, got that info, it should reference back to it. Yeah.
So I call the voice AI and say, can I ask you a loan question? It's going to know if it can answer that or not.
Yep.
Easy test.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Alexa and Chris. Thank you.
Okay. Our pleasure. That's why we're here. All right, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you for attending Build It with Chris. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast yet, loanofficerpodcast.com, loanofficerpodcast.com. Man, we just did an episode with one of the top 20 loan officers in the nation that's going to be coming out. And another episode with Carl White that's going to be coming out. And it is like really, really good conversations about what's happening in our industry right now and where we're going in the future. And I think it would be really helpful and useful for you. So loanofficerpodcast.com, and you can subscribe to the podcast there. And much love. Happy Friday. See you next week. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks, everybody. Bye.